I'd like to introduce Bushlight Club and Kevin Shaw, and please enjoy the performance. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Shaw. I'm Chief Executive and Artistic Director of the Oldham Coliseum and also an expert in the Danish clapping game. This is Bushlight Khan. And perhaps you'd like to say a few words about that?
I'm Bushlight Khan. I'm Director of AXA Homes. For those of you who don't know, AXA Homes works across Greater Manchester. Our office space is in Oldham. We have got about 800 homes. The interesting thing about AXA Homes is we set up the Oldham Muslim Housing Association, and we're 25 years old this year. About 80% of our tenants are from an Asian background, mostly Pakistani, but also we've got some of Bangladeshi origin as well. So we're set up as a black and minority ethnic housing association. We don't call ourselves that now, we just work in minority ethnic communities. In fact, we can call them majority ethnic communities. One of the other things about our tenant base is that 80% of them are claiming some sort of benefit. So one of our major imperatives is to try and give people the confidence and the support so they can access employment opportunities. And this project we've got today is about one of those initiatives that we're doing. We're working very closely with the Coliseum Theatre on a number of projects.
A little bit about the Coliseum Theatre. We're what's known as a regional producing theatre, which sort of says what it is. It means we make all our own theatre on site. So we produce theatre, we rehearse it, we build the sets, we make the costumes, we quite regularly commission playwrights to write new plays. Oldham itself has a low wage economy, with an area of multiple representation, and we make theatre work for that community. One of the critical things about what we do is not only the work on stage, but also our learning and engagement work, where we go out into the community, we use theatre skills to upskill young people, old people, people of any age, and it's absolutely integral to our work. It's a really important bit of what we do. Krishna, do you want to talk a little bit about the origins of this partnership?
Well, there's two things for us. One, the Coliseum is right on the doorstep of many of our properties. Coliseum is frequented by white people. Hardly any Asian people go to the theatre. One of our things was to try and reinvigorate the Asian tradition of going to the theatre. We think the community has got more socially conservative in recent years, and they've got a really good opportunity to access performing arts on their doorstep. And that's how we got into the partnership with the theatre. We've had some really good successes that we'll talk about in a moment or two about ensuring that the theatre audience is more diverse. But secondly, we wanted to use the confidence, the techniques of the theatre around confidence building, around making sure that people can work from a very low base of skills, and using theatre techniques to increase their skills so that they can access work opportunities. We've had some really good successes. So there's two things. Let's help the theatre be more diverse. Let's ensure that the Asian community can access the theatre. And secondly, let's work with the theatre to help our tenants get more skills and get more opportunities for them.
Yeah, as Krishna said, it's really important for the Coliseum our aspiration is to serve all of our communities. And the partnership for us gives us great access to new audiences and people that wouldn't have thought of coming to the theatre before.
The programme was also designed around the main house programme at the theatre, so it really reflected the kind of rhythm of a producing theatre environment. They worked on maintenance of equipment, preparing for a production. They worked through to the technical stages, to the performance, and then kind of background to all that preparation. Liam, the practitioner, was really keen that they did everything from tying knots, cleaning the equipment, pat testing. So they kind of explored the more basic of tasks and then the more creative and complex as well. So I think that provided them with a realistic a realistic view on working life. During the final term, the young people worked on a children's theatre tour, and we sort of commissioned them, and we said, right, go away, produce this tour. We gave them their audience, and we said it had to tour to 3 community venues. So they each took responsibility for an area of that tour, whether it be the tour manager, the lighting and sound, or the marketing of the tour. And that's when we really began to identify their aptitudes and skills as individuals. And we identified other opportunities through Aksa and other partners for shadowing and further work experience. The outcomes of the project, as Kevin said, all the young people have continued into other progression routes. We're really proud of that. I don't always think that numbers really reflect the impact of it. However, what it does demonstrate is the really rich learning opportunities that were afforded through the partnership and in the theatre context itself, developing these transferable skills in a really creative and supportive context. Following the success of the teaching theatre, as Kevin and Mushtaq highlighted, we've been working with other groups as well using the same approach. The teaching theatre now encapsulates all of our education and community work. It's our philosophy, and we've worked with adult groups subsequently, a group of women who were in this picture. They came in and worked with us over a couple of sessions, exploring the theatre and how we produce shows. And I think that is what provided them with a connection to the work, which meant that they subsequently came back as audience members. And that transition from participant through quite a structured programme to being an audience member is something that we find really, really tricky to master. But building that connection for them to the work in the theatre context is what kind of broke down some of those barriers. So, thank you.
Basically, it's been a good experience really. I've learnt a lot. Didn't think that there was actually much to theatre until I actually joined up the course. And you can think, oh, that was easy to put up a light, but it was easy to build that set. But when you actually see it firsthand and like know how much effort and how much time has been put into it, and all the tech that's been put into it, you actually realise that there's more to it.
You don't realise how, because I do acting, I didn't realise how hard it was to write a script. If you when you get a script and you learn the lines, that might be hard, but to word it and to make it so it's going to be appropriate, so you're not going to say something that's going to go over people's heads and stuff. It's a lot trickier than you expect, and obviously I work on that. But I didn't appreciate how hard it was to do that until I had to do it myself.
I didn't get into college when I applied at the beginning of this year, and I found an old letter I had from last year from Aksa, so I tried searching that up and found this one, and then came to the interview. Thought it was cool, so.
Well, finally got out of mum and dad's, well out as well. Takes 3 hours and 3 buses to get there. They said it'll do me good to get away from all the bad influences. I said it'll do me good to get away from them. So, living on my own now, and I love it. Can do what I like, when I like, with no one breathing down my neck. And I have freedom. Jesus, the freedom. It feels so much better waking up to the sound of birds outside my window than my dad throwing a tantrum because mum forgot the eggs. Eggs, the great big baby, and he's supposed to be the adult. They always have silly rows about stupid things like children when they're supposed to be the parents. Well, none of that foolish behaviour in my house. My house. My house. I still can't believe it's finally happened. There's a housing officer from Aksa Homes, the people who rented me this place. He's coming round next week, in the next couple of weeks. He's going to give me some advice on the kind of things available to someone in my situation. That's going to come up with anything interesting, but we'll see when she turns up. Bye. Well, that went alright, I think. That lady, she was from Aksa. She was called Janet. She was lovely. She was really understanding of my situation. She wasn't patronising in any way when I talked about my past. There's a few different things I could get involved in. Janet's left a couple of leaflets here, and she said she'll get in touch with me at the end of next week if I haven't got in contact with her. That's good. She's not one of them that just comes round once and then forgets you exist. One of the leaflets Janet left something that Aksa themselves are sponsoring. It's called Teaching Theatre. It's a course at a local theatre teaching people all the other aspects of theatre as well as being on stage. So looking at stuff like costume, set design, lights and sound, and other things as well. Never really been into theatre, but I'm technically minded. I was always top in my class in music because it's so easy to make music with a computer and a MIDI keyboard. When I left school, I enrolled in a music course, but I ended up leaving after a month and a half because in the 6 weeks it was there, we'd had one session on the computers and it weren't even music related. It's a maths and English test, for God's sake. But still, I know how to wire up mixing desks, set up the microphones in a studio for vocals, drums and guitars, and how to DJ using a laptop and vinyl deck. So getting involved in theatre technical stuff could be a good move. That could be good for me. Just need to have a look at the other leaflets, see if there's anything else I want to do. No. Not sure about trade apprenticeships like plumbing or joining. I mean, I know they are all decent trades, but me and manual labour have had a few falling outs over the years. And as for the college course, there's no point even looking. I don't want to start another course where I'm not going to learn what I want to. With this theatre thing though, if it's supposed to be everything involved in theatre, then I might have a chance to learn what I want this time. I think I'll give Janet a ring tomorrow, see if she can get me on the teaching theatre course. Whew. That went alright. First day on the teaching theatre, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. There's two tutors, Liam and Chelsea, and they're really nice. Sometimes you have them people who are just doing a job, but these actually like doing it and working with us. They're on a level and they don't pander to us. The other people on the course are pretty cool as well. We all had a laugh as we did the warm-up games, getting to know each other's names and stuff. In a couple of weeks, when we're all settled and we know our roles and we've got folders for our work, we're going to start work on our first play. I know I've got a lot to learn between now and then, especially how to work those massive lights. Liam said not to worry though. Him and Chelsea will make sure that we not only get through the course, but finish it with skills we can use to apply for jobs in the theatre industry. Beginning to think I might have made the right decision coming onto this course. So I hope I can do well enough to get on the apprenticeship now. Wow, I feel buzzing. Like, my whole body just feels like it's vibrating. We've just done our first performance as a theatre company, a play for 7 to 11-year-olds aimed at preventing bullying, and we're going to take it on tour. It's not a proper one, just 2 more performances at the local library and at Aksa homes as well, which is good because it'll give Janet a chance to see what kind of work I've been doing. It has been a long process getting to this stage, but here we are, performing a show that we all contributed to making, and it feels good. Personally, I've never got any satisfaction off doing work before, but this was different. This was our work. No one gave us a script and set a load of lighting cues. We had to do it ourselves, and we did. And the tutors were pleased with the effort we put in. We've got a week off after our last performance, which is in 2 weeks, and we're back to planning our personal project, which should be fun. A couple of people aren't going to be returning after the holiday, but that's okay. We've had fun while it lasted. I can't believe how badly I misjudged the theatre. I always thought theatres were for a load of middle-aged, middle-class people with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night, but it's not like that at all. There's a lot of cultural development going on here. Just last week, all the teaching theatre group went to see Happy Birthday, Sunita. It's an excellent drama performance dealing with unresolved family issues that's been touring all over the country. These are some of the tracks I've downloaded from the show. And that one as well. Apparently she had a good birthday. There are workshops for adults, young people and families, all to try and get new people into the theatre. This year's pantomime was Aladdin, and that was thoroughly enjoyable for both children and adults. It received rave reviews and the entire ensemble received a standing ovation. There's another cultural event going on today actually. It's called Alchemy. I recognise loads of my neighbours at the event and Janet's here too. It's a one-day event exploring South Asian culture, the food, the music, the dancing and so on. It's going to be really good, and at the end, the guys from Britain's Got Talent signature will be there, so that should be fun. Oh, looks like it's about to start. I better take my seat.